Dust hung heavy in the air, swirling in the faint beams of sunlight that managed to pierce through the gloom. It coated everything, a constant reminder of the destruction that had befallen this once vibrant community. Every surface, every piece of debris was a testament to the chaos that had erupted. The tent, once bright blue, was now a dull grey, blending into the desolate landscape. It stood as a stark contrast to the memories of a lively neighbourhood. Inside, Fatima adjusted her headscarf, her eyes welling up with tears that she fought to hold back. Each day was a struggle to maintain a semblance of normalcy. She traced the outline of a child's handprint on the fabric, a fleeting memory of happier times when laughter echoed through their home. This handprint was a symbol of innocence lost. This tent was all that remained of their home, a fragile sanctuary amidst the ruins. It was a place where they sought refuge from the harsh reality outside. Their real home, with its lemon tree and jasmine-scented courtyard, was now a mangled heap of concrete. The scent of jasmine, once a comforting presence, was now a distant memory. The drone strike had come in the dead of night, shattering the silence with its deafening roar. A terrifying roar. Then the earth shook violently, throwing them into a state of panic and confusion. The ground beneath them trembled as if the world itself was coming apart. They were lucky to be alive, emerging from the rubble with their lives, but little else. The sense of relief was overshadowed by the overwhelming loss. Fatima clung to her youngest, baby Yasmin, as her husband Khalil pulled their son Sami from the rubble. The family's bond was their only source of strength in these trying times. Now they lived each day under the suffocating weight of loss and uncertainty. The future was a daunting unknown, but they held on to hope, however fragile, that one day they would rebuild their lives. Gaza felt like a cage. The blockade choked off their supplies, their lifelines. Food was scarce, medicine even more so. Fatima watched her children grow thinner, their laughter fading. Sami, once a playful boy who dreamed of being a teacher, now carried a weariness in his eyes that belied his 16 years. The drones were a constant menace, their buzzing a grim soundtrack to their lives. They circled overhead, watching, waiting. Fear was a suffocating blanket, smothering any hope that dared to flicker. "Mama, we need food!" Sami's voice was soft, but the determination in his eyes was fierce. Fatima felt a familiar pang in her heart. Her son, still a boy, forced to be a man. The aid distribution center was miles away, a perilous journey through checkpoints and open roads. "It's too dangerous, Habibi," she pleaded, clutching his hand. She saw her fear reflected in his eyes, but he wouldn't back down. Not this time. Not when his little sister's cries for food were growing weaker. The sun beat down mercilessly. Sami trudged on, his throat parched, his stomach gnawing with hunger. The air shimmered with heat, the ground cracked and barren. He passed bombed-out buildings, once bustling streets now eerily silent. Every shadow seemed to whisper of danger. He quickened his pace, his heart pounding. He clutched the empty bag tighter, a symbol of hope, of responsibility. He had to make it back. He had to. His family was counting on him. Section 5. A glimmer of hope. The line at the aid distribution center stretched for what seemed like miles. Exhausted faces, hollow eyes mirrored Sami's own desperation. But as he received the precious bags of rice and lentils, a flicker of hope ignited within him. He pictured his family, their faces lit with relief. He clutched the bags tightly, a lifeline in his hands. He wouldn't let them down. He would brave the heat, the checkpoints, the ever-present danger. He would bring this food home, a testament to his love, his unwavering commitment to his family. Section 6. Death from above. The drone's shadow fell upon him like a shroud. Sammy froze, his blood turning to ice. The buzzing grew louder, a mechanical harbinger of death. He looked up, a silent plea escaping his lips. The world seemed to slow down, the air thickening around him. Then the sky exploded, a deafening roar, a blinding flash of light. The earth shook, dust and debris engulfing everything. Sammy crumpled to the ground, the bags of food scattering around him, a cruel mockery of his sacrifice. Section 7. The Waiting Tent. In the stifling heat of the tent, Fatima paced anxiously. Baby Yasmin whimpered, her tiny hand clutching at Fatima's empty breast. Khalil sat in a corner, his face buried in his hands, his shoulders slumped with despair. Where was Sammy? Why hadn't he returned? The sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the ruined landscape. Fatima's heart hammered in her chest. Each passing moment amplified her fear, a gnawing dread settling deep within her. She clung to the thread of hope, praying for Sammy's safe return. Section 8. Unanswered Prayers. Night fell, but Sammy didn't. The silence was deafening, a cruel tormentor. Fatima's tears flowed freely now, a mother's worst nightmare unfolding before her eyes. Khalil held her close, his own grief a heavy weight upon them both. They spoke his name into the darkness, their voices hoarse whispers of love and loss. But there was no answer, only the mournful cry of the wind whistling through the ruins of their city. The food, the lifeline Sammy had risked everything for, lay forgotten at the distribution center. Section 9. Echoes of Loss. Days turned into weeks and weeks turned into months. The tent remained their prison, a constant reminder of their shattered lives. The once vibrant streets now lay in ruins, and the echoes of laughter had long been replaced by the cries of the displaced. Fatima clung to her children, her love for them the only solace in a world shrouded in darkness. Each day was a struggle, but her children's innocent faces gave her the strength to carry on. But the pain of Sammy's absence was a gaping wound, a constant ache in her heart. His absence was felt in every corner of their makeshift home, a void that could never be filled. She would never forget his laughter, his kindness, the way his eyes sparkled with hope even in the darkest times. Memories of happier days haunted her, a bittersweet reminder of what was lost. His unwavering determination to protect his family was a beacon of hope. He stood as a guardian, a shield against the chaos that threatened to consume them. He was gone, another victim in a senseless conflict that devoured its children. The war had taken so much, leaving behind only memories and heartache. His story, a heartbreaking echo of countless others lost in the rubble of war. Each name on the memorial wall told a tale of love, loss and resilience, a testament to the enduring human spirit amidst the ruins. Section 10. A Plea for Peace. In the midst of chaos and destruction, a single plea echoes through the shattered streets and broken homes. The world moved on, but for Fatima and Khalil, time stood still. Their lives, once filled with laughter and dreams, were now overshadowed by the haunting memories of what they had lost. Trapped in their grief, in the ruins of their home, they became a testament to the human cost of this endless conflict. Every brick, every piece of debris told a story of shattered lives and broken promises. Their story, a plea for peace, a desperate cry for a world where children are not sacrificed on the altar of war. They longed for a time when their children could grow up without the constant fear of bombings and violence. When will the bombs stop? When will the skies no longer rain destruction upon innocent lives? When will the drones fall silent? When will the relentless hum of machinery of war be replaced by the gentle whispers of peace? When will their tears be replaced with hope, their grief with the laughter of children playing freely under a peaceful sky? The dreams of these children are simple yet so profound: to live without fear, to play without worry. Until then, their story, like the stories of countless others, remains a searing indictment of the world's indifference to their suffering. Each face, each tear, is a reminder of the urgent need for peace, for a world where compassion triumphs over conflict.